blessed to have this opportunity to hold self-development workshops with rural women of Iloilo. And being with Ging, listening to her, I feel I am enough. I am powerful, I am present, and I have magic. To listen, to hold space to another person. I am in my element when I feel this immense enoughness within me. It's not outside me, it's within me. It's this immense smallness, so small, tender, divine, and powerful. I have to make it clear that this enoughness doesn't mean walang direksyon, walang pangarap, walang ambisyon. This is the kind of enoughness that humbles. The kind of enoughness that makes me forgive myself easier when I fail or I make mistakes. And tonight, I'd like to share this element, my element of enoughness. Perhaps you'd think, oh, this girl, Kristine, is pregnant with unicorns and rainbows in Inatuan. I had a very tough life. When I was 20, a fresh graduate from the University of San Agustin, by the way, pero may ko kakasalaan nga taga UP. And I was a political science graduate. I was in a hurry to find a job because if I wouldn't do that, my sister will not be able to go to college. I am the eldest sa anim nga mag-ulutod, and I felt very responsible for my family. And so, after 2 weeks, ang nag-graduate ako, I landed English tutorial job sa mga Koreans na bala. That was my first job. And during that time, I was paid 50 pesos per hour. And so I had to force myself to work for 8 to 10 hours because I was always worried that my sister wouldn't have enough daily allowance. And looking back, it's funny, but I had to limit myself to spend 30 pesos per day para lang sa plite. And of course, I'm thankful to instant noodles, pancit canton, and dilata. Kaya muna akong diet that time. And it didn't become easy because to some point, I felt I was not enough, that I have to push harder to provide for my family. So I worked 2 jobs. I worked as a web writer, like a web content writer for a webmaster staffing company. So that would be like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. And then I slip a bit and then work as a tutor for like from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. just to make sure that everything is provided because I have, that time, my brothers were just 2 years old and 3 years old and my sister was 1 year old. And at some point, Nanay had to go back to Singapore to work again as domestic helper because we had really bad problems sa kwarta kag sa utang. And it was really tough. And I had to commute from the city to Barotac Viejo. So naglakad si Nanay sa Singapore. And looking back, at those moments, I had no space for poetry. I had no space to think about nation building and activism. Because at that time, I had to make sure that my brothers had diapers and milk, and my family eat well. Kag that time, abi si tatay ko palainom, palahubog pala. So, I felt na wala may mabantay sa mga manghod ko. So at those moments, may ara ko mga time nga when I am in the bus, wish ko nga tani mabungguan or malupok gulpe ang seres para matapos na ang tanan ko nga pag-antos. And I think it was around 2010 when I found myself in front of a psychiatrist. Naglala na gid. And I was diagnosed with panic and anxiety disorder. But then, one epiphany found me. I was brought back to my childhood of abundance in Sitio Batuan. I was brought back to this moment and collective memories of abundance with my lola being. So Sitio Batuan, wala kuryente, but we had some transistor radio. So I love Tuyang Ermitania, I listened to Dear T.I. Evelyn and Provincial Jail. And I can proudly say that those were the first teachers for me for empathy and compassion. Because you listen to the letters, you listen to the narratives of other people. In Sitio Batuan, the place was dotted by nipa huts. Wala semento nga balay sa amon community, but we had streams. We always climbed trees and feast on fresh fruits. And harvest season would look golden. And then there was Lola Being, the greatest influence in my life. I tell you, I met a lot of amazing people in this lifetime, but nothing could beat my Lola. And even if I read a lot of books, I think Lola is still the most powerful influence in my life. Lola Being did not make it until to grade 4. Malias na lang siya grade 3, and she experienced World War II. But I feel that she is a person of full presence, of kindness, of generosity. She was always there for everyone, for people she cared for. She was very simple, ang kind of simplicity sang pangabuhi bala, which keeps the natural complexity of it. I really love what Ja shared earlier because actually she feels very kindred to me. And Lola, she didn't waste time neighboring para lang magchismis. And she taught me a lot of wonderful things. First, that moral values are as important as intelligence. Second, how to make the softest pillows made of dol-dol. Especially sa bong, diba, magsakay ka sa bus, it's dol-dol season. It's like the dol-dol pods cracking open, inviting you to touch its softness. I love it. And she taught me the value of household chores. At the same time, in one of our conversations, usually bala ang kung gabi na bala nga higda ka sa paa ni Lola mo kag ginasiksikan niya kakay kutuhon ka. I told her, I want to be like this, I want to go to this country, I want to build this for other people. And she just held my hand and looked me in the eye and told me, bisan ano pa da sa ulihitin, basta ikaw lang managi hapon. And I will always carry those words. Their simplicity, their sacredness, and their profundity. Si Lola, 10 years before siya napatay, nag-ulianan siya. So she kept on forgetting everybody's name, including my name. And in those years that she kept on forgetting, I kept on remembering. Every time I visited her, I remember what kind of life I want for myself. What things give me goosebumps? What things keep me feeling alive? What dreams I had when I was young, agalakat, halin sa sitio Batuan, bakad to sa poblasyon. Siyempre, ti kalay gid na iya, magdako ko ya, maistra ko ya, or ma-doktor ko, kay gusto ko. Usually, the reason of a child to be somebody else is to help, right? Amo gid na yung intention ta, and somewhere, sometime, we lose it. And that assurance, that feeling of enoughness I usually get from Lola, reminded me of who I am now. This person standing in front of you. And the night before she passed away, she appeared in my dream. And I know that the power that she passed on to me will always be with me. Enoughness shouldn't be belittled, especially in these times na very stimuli-driven, pressured ang mga pamantanon to live a life of meaning, especially if you're from UP. I have conversations with UP friends, and their usual confession is, nahuya ako kung gakawigit ko sa mga batchmates ko, or I'm not achieving something. Enoughness grounds you, centers you, and makes you focus on your gift. Why would you tire yourself and exhaust yourself of finding answers when actually it's just within you? It's that little voice that reminds you, take it slow, take it easy, have fun, relax. I've been here with you all along, just take notice and give me a chance. You know, the problem right now, as I observe it, is that we keep on waiting for big milestones. You know, these milestones that we can brag on social media. And then we keep on comparing ourselves. There will be a lot of moments when we will feel we are not enough. That's okay. But this is my invitation for you to discover, journey, and reunite with your enoughness. Because through enoughness, we cultivate safe spaces. Spaces wherein we are broken, we are wounded, but we are not far away from experiencing wholeness. We deserve to be enough, you and I. Thank you for listening and have a good night. And, hello, grabe yung picture ko ka. Kaano, ganyan, atmos.ph level. If you can follow Alima Community on Facebook, that's facebook.com/alimacommunity.ph. And later this year, we will be open for volunteers. So I'm really happy because UP Catalyst and Alima Community is actually doing a very kindred thing. And yeah, let's pray for each other. Good luck. Bye.